Welcome back. Every Tuesday, we take you behind the scenes of home building and remodeling.
Sharing tips, insight, and expert advice to make your project smoother. It's not coming from us. It's actually coming from important guys that actually know what they're doing.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's ask the contractor.
And joining us once again from H1 Construction, we got Lucas Stensland, the general contractor and owner, and we've got Jozef Pikula, the construction manager. Thanks again for coming back, you guys.
Excited to be here.
We appreciate it. Now, let's get personal. We've been spending a lot of time together.
Yeah.
So it's time for us to just get personal. Now, if you were building your own home tomorrow, what are the areas that you would never cut corners on?
Cutting corners, especially on your structural components, there's no cutting corners, whether it's for my personal home or customers. Like Luke mentioned it, faucet, accessibility and the ability of changing something like a faucet or cabinet is relatively easy in comparison to I'd have to rebuild a wall or part of the roof or slab. You don't want to do that. So when it comes down to anything structural, you do not ever cut corners. No matter what build, your own or customers, you don't cut corners. And the rest of it, like he says, educated decisions. Do I need a $2,000 faucet? I can save money. I can do $200 faucet, which is gonna serve me good. Might not serve me as long as $2,000, $3,000 faucet, but it's easily changeable in a couple of years. Same with the cabinets, the countertops, flooring, stuff that is easily changeable down the line.
It makes it hard too, because that's all the fun stuff that people want to see, right? The flooring and the cabinets.
It's the pretty stuff that guests who are coming over are going to see,
absolutely.
Right? They're not standing outside going, your roof looks tight.
Yeah,
You know?
but the roof is one of the more important things. You know, you can buy that $10,000 roof, but when it's leaking on your $300,000 cabinets, then it's a problem.
Yes.
So it's
beautifully put.
I know my wife would probably cut corners on my 8x10 picture on the wall. She'd be like, let's take that down.
that can go up in our office.
Oh, thank you.
I think the term cutting corners is really not fair to interior finishes. It's only a educated decision based upon your budget. Obviously, if you have a higher budget, then you can afford it more expensive, maybe better built things, finishes than less expensive. But that don't mean anything wrong with them, So I would not say
use that term.
Cut corners rather than whatever fits your budget,
right,
and your likings. You know what I mean.
So what mistakes do you folks see that have been repeated often?
Biggest mistake that I see is being too budget driven. We all understand budgets, right? Like we all have a certain amount that we want to spend, but there's a certain amount of getting these things to be evened out. We've discussed it before. When your budget's here and your expectation is here, right? Are we bringing this up to kind of level out the expectation in the budget? Because this is how our project should start, not off kilter, right? That's why we always say all of the planning needs to start so we can level these things off. So the real build is before we even put a shovel in the dirt.
That's where it starts.
Yeah, everything. Before we start building a house, Jozef and I and our team are probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years into that.
Wow.
All the prep work that goes into that.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is not the fun part. The fun part's actually the building part, right? But those are some of the things to really think about.
Right on. Well, thank you guys so much for bringing some insight and enlightenment. We know where we can kind of manage our budget inside the hale, but definitely not the structural stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Jozef, Lucas, H1 Construction, we mahalo you very, very much.
And we get to ask the contractor, lucky us.
Yeah. Mahalo Lina Girl, Lucas and Jozef as well from H1 Construction. Again, if you got questions, please send them right now. Don't forget, so we can get you those answers in next week's segment of Ask the Contractor.